Hi, I am Therese from Therese Bradley Art, and I want to talk about this wild idea I have to start an expressive art journaling membership. And the reason why this is on my heart and why I'm thinking about this is in the spring, I participated in an art and junk journal retreat. And during that retreat, there was a live, like a Facebook Live type thing, and Q&A, questions and answers. And a question that kept coming up, variations of the same question, was how do you start? When you're looking at a blank page, here's my journal. When I'm looking at a blank page, how do I know how to begin? How do I know how to start? How do I know what to put down on the page? And to be honest, it kind of broke my heart a little bit, because for me, expressive art journaling, it's not about creating great art. It's not about creating pretty art. It's not about knowing art rules and composition and design and color theory and all that kind of stuff. For me, expressive art journaling is a way for me to get those feelings I have that are inside, those emotions that I have that are inside, that I'm struggling to find words for. And I can get some art out on the page, and then I look at my art and I look at the colors I've chosen, the textures I've chosen, images I've chosen, if there's specific images on there. And they are all symbolic for what my heart wants to speak. So when people were saying, how do you start? How do you even know what to put on the page? What that told me was that there's a whole lot of holding in of feelings and emotions happening. So I want to help you all get those feelings that are inside, get them out on the page so you can see what they are, so you can talk about them, so you can think about them, so you can reflect on them, so that you can do some inner work that will help you move yourself forward where you want to go in this lifetime. So that's my deep philosophy on expressive art journaling. So what I did was I came up once a month in my email newsletter. Towards the end of the month, I send out what's called an art spark. And I have a journaling prompt. And if you are a writer journaler, go to town. Reflect, use that journaling prompt, write all the things that you can write. I struggle with that. I struggle finding words. So I make my art first, and then I look at what I've made, and there's my personal symbology in there, which then helps me express the words. So I kind of do it a little bit backwards. I make the art first. I have that art journaling prompt kind of mulling in the back of my head, and I make my art journal page, and then I do my journaling. I reflect on the prompt and specifically write words. That's just an easier process for me. So that's why I do it that way. But there's no right or wrong. There's no rules. This is you expressing your heart. There's no rules for that. There's only the way that feels good to you. And one day you might do the art first, and another day you might do the writing first. And that is totally okay. Whatever your heart needs, that's the thing, right? Okay, so I lost my train of thought in what I was trying to say. So anyway, I have this art spark that comes out once a month in my newsletter. There's a photo of the page I've made. There's a journaling prompt. There's a brief written description of how I made that page. It's not in lots of detail. And the background that I've used on the page is very, very simple. So my idea was a complete beginner could do this. Also, someone who has more experience could do this if using their art to tap into their inner wisdom is new for them, then this could be a comfortable way to start. And there may be some people that know some techniques, but maybe I can pass on a little bit of art knowledge as I go. So that's what I did with these Art Sparks. It was a tiny little starting place. How to get your paper not to be white anymore, and to get your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings out on the page. So that's been going on for several months now. And I'm hearing every now and again, someone will email me, or if I'm on a Zoom and someone will ask me a question. And it's leading me to believe that this is helpful for many people. And there's still people that aren't starting. They want to. They have that desire. They have the yearning, and they still haven't started yet. So they need a little more hand-holding. So that's right up my alley. I am a credentialed high school art teacher. I taught high school art for over 10 years. I am totally good with taking beginners by the hand and guiding them through a process that they can then build those art skills so they can start thinking like an artist. That's what I do. And I'm pretty good at it. So that's what I'm going to do in this membership. We're going one step further. So now, instead of just a photo and a prompt and a simple written how-to, I'm actually going to video myself, video my process while I make that Art Spark page. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm talking through it. I'm talking about how am I thinking about this page when I view it through the eyes of an artist, right? I'm using my artist brain and making this page. So you're going to get some little bit of insight like that. You're going to see how I'm holding the brush. You're going to see what kind of brush I use. You're going to see what kind of paints I'm using. So you'll be able to, it's a little more guidance, a little more hand holding. Then what I'm going to do is, so now we've got a basic skill, right? We've got a foundational basic skill. We've broken that blank white page. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same materials. So if we used watercolor, for example, I'm going to take the same watercolors and I'm going to give you 2 more videos where I show you a different way, similar. The theme is, the idea is similar, but I'm going to show you 2 more ways you can use that material with that technique theme to make 2 more backgrounds, okay? So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. So this is the book that I'm using. It's just a mixed media, spiral bound mixed media. It's a little bit bigger than the size of my hand. This is what I'm using for my art journaling. I like the size. I like that it's not too big, but I also like there's a little bit of landscape, so I can get swooshy with my hand, right? It's not just tiny little fine motor stuff. I can get flowy and have some fun. So let me show you. This is October. This is the Art Spark that was in my newsletter in October. And it's this page of all these yummy hearts. And if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know I love hearts. They're my favorite, right? So I showed, this was swatching watercolors, swatching a watercolor palette. And then I just made the heart by how I placed my brush down on the paper. So I go over all of that in the videos. I talk about the journaling I put on here. And so I show you how to do this. This is my main process video for October. Then I have 2 variations. Same idea. We're still swatching watercolors, but now I've swatched in circles, rows, 1 color per row, and it's a whole different look. These are the same paints, same watercolors, same color order, and it looks like a whole different page, right? A whole different page. Just a tiny little tweak can change your page so much. Same technique, same supplies, just like variation. So that was variation number 1. Then I had fun. This was so much fun. Variation number 2. I'm still swatching watercolors. These are the exact same watercolors. I'm still using it in the same order that the watercolors were in the palette. But now what I've done is I've taken those circles and I've made them a little bit bigger. And I've made my watercolor really wet, and I've overlapped my circles so that that paint starts bleeding and flowing from one circle into the next. And I have a whole different look. This is a whole different background you can use for an art journal page. So you've got 3 backgrounds now that are from the exact same technique, just a slight variation, the exact same supplies. The brushes, I did vary my brush size and the type of brush I use, but I talk about that in the video, and it's not a big deal. You don't have to. You could use the same size. So this is what I mean. We can take one idea and we can expand on it, and now we've got 3, and I'm sure I could come up with more. And then we can start asking ourselves questions. Now, I am an experimenter at heart. I love to experiment. And often my experiments don't work out very well, but every now and again, they're beautiful. This one was fun. So what we could say, okay, so we've done this, let me go back to the circle one. We did this swatching, right? Where it's just my watercolor palette. It's the same order that those little circles of paint are in my watercolor palette. What could we do that's the idea of swatching? What other supplies could we use? Do you have a pack of felt pens? Make circles of rows of your colors of felt pens. Do you have colored pencils? Then you could do the same idea with colored pencils. So now, instead of just 3 different backgrounds, now we start merging into other materials, right? What other art materials, what other mediums can I use where I can have that same theme of just swatching? Do you have gel pens? Swatch your gel pens. Do you have gelatos? Swatch your gelatos, right? I mean, whatever art material you have, crayons, swatch your crayons. You're going to end up with a lovely background that you can use. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that I think is so empowering, is you start with one tiny little idea. Let's just swatch the watercolors. And now we've got all these other ideas that are just, it's like this popcorn machine of ideas, right? Just expanding, expanding, expanding. Because we started with one idea. We were willing to experiment. We were willing to maybe mess up and have an ugly page. That's okay. And now we've got all these different pages we can make. Okay, so this is the basic fun of this membership. Okay, so every month is going to have a different type of technique, different art supply that we'll use. I'm not saying every month like we're only going to use, like I'll only use watercolors once. I don't mean that, but I mean I'm going to rotate through, right? So if you don't have the particular supply I'm using, you can figure out something else to use, right? I'm not going to use anything wild and crazy. I'm going to try and keep it fairly basic. Supplies that I think most people would have that creative urge, right, to express themselves. So you don't have to worry about going out and buying a whole bunch of expensive stuff. You may find that from time to time I'm using something that you don't have, and you may say, yeah, you know what, I think I am going to go out and purchase that because that looks like fun. Totally fine. Or not, right? Just dig around and see what you have that you can use instead. Okay, so that is the basic core of this membership. Now, this membership is called the Inner Artist Collective. I've got some little notes here. That's what I'm referring to. There's going to be a little bit more in the basic core tier. So there's going to be different tiers, right? So depending on if you just want to get your feet wet and you just want to try, or if you want to learn more learning to think like an artist, or if you want to go into a deep dive of tapping into your inner wisdom. So right now I'm talking about the core Inner Artist Collective. This is the one where we're expanding your skills, expanding your ability to think like an artist. So we've got the art journal, There's a video for the basic page. There's a video for the journaling part, the writing part. There's 2 variations, so that's 4 videos right there. Then what I'm going to do is once a month, we're going to have a Zoom, and I'm calling it an open studio Zoom. So I'm not going to be explicitly teaching another lesson. What this is this is a time for you to actually get your art supplies out and get your art journal out and make those pages, right? Because a lot of us, for whatever reason, we're just scared. There's some kind of resistance there. So let's just gather together. Let's support each other, right? That way I'm there. You can ask me questions. You can say, Therese, I don't understand. Show me how you did this again. And I can pull out my stuff and do a quick demo, right? Or you can say, I was hesitating, but I did it. And look at my page. It turned out so beautiful. And we'll all cheer you on. And we'll be so happy for you that you actually took action, right? You actually made a page. So this is my idea is I want this to be a place where you actually take action. You make the pages. I don't want this to be a membership where you're going to hoard art lessons. I don't want this to be a membership where you're going to go buy art supplies and then never use your art supplies. I want this to be a place where you feel safe that you can take action. I'll hold you. We'll do it. We'll do it together. So that's what the Zoom is about, is you're going to have that time to work on your page. And if questions come up while you're working, ask away. Okay, the other thing that's going to be in this Inner Artist Collective tier is there is going to be a community chat. It's not on Facebook. It's in a membership platform. So, but it's that type of a thing. And what I'm going to do is at least every week, I will post something in that community chat to get us thinking, to get us sharing. Maybe I'll say, take a photo of your messy desk. And I'll put mine in first. I'll go first, right? And I'll give you a photo of my messy desk. Or maybe it'll be when you did your art journaling this month, what showed up for you that was surprising. Maybe it's going to be kind of a reflective prompt like that. But anyway, I will put things in every week to get the ball rolling so that we could talk to each other and support each other. You can put in photos of things that you've done. We can cheer each other on. So that's my hope. It becomes a very safe, supportive, nurturing environment. Okay, so that's the main core, the Inner Artist Collective. So the whole membership is called the Inner Artist Collective, and that's what the main core is. And then there's 2 other tiers that are going to come off of that. So let me talk about the next tier. The next tier is the Art of Inner Wisdom. And you're going to get everything that's in the Inner Artist Collective. So you'll get all those things that I just talked about. Then what this, the Art of Inner Wisdom, the idea behind this that makes it different than the artist, the Inner Artist Collective core is the Art of Inner Wisdom. We're going to take a deep dive into making mixed media collage that reflects our inner wisdom. It's going to be intuitive collage. So everyone's is going to look different, and everyone is going to use different colors. They're going to use different images. Some people may choose to work in an art journal. Some people may choose to work more on like a little card. You may choose to work on a larger piece of paper. It's all good. It doesn't matter. So the substrate is going to change depending on what you want for you. And what this is making mixed media collage and being, it's intuitive. So it's inner wisdom led. So I'll talk about that more. I'll talk about how to dip into that, how to find that if you don't know how to do that already. And you'll get better as time goes on, right? Because it's a skill, just like creating art is a skill. It's a skill that you can learn. It's a skill you can practice. It's a skill you can get better at. It's a skill you can get more fluent with. And then what we'll do is we will journal with our collage. And tapping into that inner wisdom, tapping into the colors we've chosen, the symbols we've chosen, the icons we've chosen, the textures we've chosen. They're all trying to tell us something. They're all trying to tell us something. So we are going to start listening, right? So it's really, I guess, an art of listening too, type of a course. Okay, and then, so what we're going to do is we're going to meet on Zoom. So this is going to be a separate Zoom. This is not the Open Studio Zoom that I was talking about. This is going to be a separate Zoom just for the art of inner wisdom. And in that Zoom, it's probably going to be 2 to 3 hours. So it's more like a full-blown workshop. We are going to actually make our inner wisdom collage. During each month, we will have a Zoom where we will make an inner wisdom mixed media collage. And then the following weeks, there'll be journaling prompts for you to use with your collage, to have a dialogue with your collage, to have a discussion with your collage, to have a conversation with your collage, to find out what is the artwork that you made, your artwork. What is it telling you? What gold nuggets does it have for you? Okay, so and then this tier is also going to have the community chat, and there will be additional community pieces that are just available for the Art of Inner Wisdom tier. So you're going to have everything that's in the collective, the Inner Artist Collective, and there's additional prompts in the community chat that are just for the Art of Inner Wisdom. So this is really kind of like an airy-fairy sort of thing when I just talk about it. So let me show you an example of some of my mixed media collages that I've made. So I have this is a handmade art journal. You do not need to use a handmade art journal. You can use you can just use like one of these spiral type of art journals. If you've made a handmade art journal, you could certainly use that. You could just use pieces of paper. You could use index cards. You might want to make all of your collages on index cards. So however you're comfortable working, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to be able to mine the gold, mine the inner wisdom, no matter what you make your collage on. It doesn't matter. Okay, so here is, things are falling. Here is one version where I had a prompt, I had a journaling prompt. I wrote on this blue piece of paper. I did my journaling, and then I put a Milagro heart collage on top of this piece of paper. Once I was done with that, then I did some more journaling. What did this Milagro heart collage want to tell me about this topic that I had written about previously on the blue paper? Okay, so that's one example of an inner wisdom type of collage where in this case, I did some journaling on an issue, and then I put this collage on top, and then I let the collage help my heart answer about this issue for me. So that's one example. Here's another example. This is a bunch of little strips of magazine in this diagonal stripe pattern. And then there are some words that I've put on the side that act as my journaling. So let me read these words for you. Oh, I lied. This one isn't the one with the ones on the words on the sides, but there are words in the page itself. It says, and more, and backbone. Here's another example. This one was, I was choosing colors that represented certain feelings I was having, and then I journaled along the outside edge. So these are what I mean by mixed media collage, intuitive art, inner wisdom collage. Let me see if I can find another one. There's so many. This one is just words, but the words tell a story. This one, I did some watercolor and then I journaled within my watercolor. So these are the types of things that I'm talking about when I talk about intuitive mixed media collage. Okay, so that is the art of inner wisdom. Intuitive mixed media collage that taps into your inner wisdom that you have an ongoing conversation with throughout the month. Alrighty, now the last tier is, this is for people that just don't know about this whole thing, and they don't know if this is something that's a good fit for them, but they want to try it. And so I've got a kind of a taster tier called the Inner Spark. And what the Inner Spark is going to get, just the videos that come in the Inner Artist Collective. So you're going to get the journaling prompt, the photo, the written how-to, and you're going to get the 4 process videos. So you're going to get the video on actually how I made the page, and you're going to get the 2 variations of the background technique. Okay, so we're starting to build those skills of thinking like an artist. You're not going to get the Open Studio Zoom, and you're not going to get the community chat. Those are just in the core group, and then the specialty ones for the Art of Inner Wisdom group. Okay, so those are the that's the bare bones, I guess. Although I feel like I've talked a lot, so maybe it was a bare bones of these membership tiers. So now I need to take a moment and just have some full transparency with you. I am learning tech skills. How's that for talking about it in a positive way, right? So that's my affirmation. I am learning tech skills. I am getting better at tech skills. I am growing my tech skills. And so I have this membership platform that I'm having to learn how to use. So for the first couple of months, things probably aren't going to be in there like boop, 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 because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning. I'm learning how to upload. I'm learning how to compress videos. I'm learning how to put things into the chat. I'm learning how to tag different files. So depending on what level of the membership you're in, you can access those, right? So I'm learning. So it's going a little slowly. So what I'm going to do, because I want to get these doors open. I want to get us working and making our journal pages. I'm going to offer as a thank you for being patient with me while I learn. I am going to provide you with the printable and video course on how to make this little zine. This is called My Favorite Little Book of Helpful Thoughts. And it's one of those zines. So I have the printable with the background paper, and I have the printable with some different affirmations. And then I have video lessons. If you've never made one of these zines, they're not hard. No sewing, just folding and cutting. And if you want your pages to be a little bit sturdier, gluing, but you don't have to do that part. So there's a printable piece of paper. Of course you can use your own paper. You do not need to use the paper that I provide you. So if you have other paper you want to use, go for it. And then I have a printable that has all these little different affirmations. So let me read these affirmations. So my favorite helpful thoughts, that's what I've named this little zine. I'm growing out of versions of myself that no longer fit. I give myself permission to try. That's what I'm doing with this membership platform. Slow is fast enough. Okay, this right here. I just need to paper clip this up on my wall, right? Slow is fast enough. I give myself permission to try. it feels scary because it's unfamiliar, not because I'm incapable. Oh, that one's really good too. That's why these are my favorite. And then the last page, I can be the love and support I need. I can be the love and support I need. Okay, so I have talked quite a bit, and I think that's enough. So if you have questions, email me, TheraceBradley.art. No space between my first and last name. And you can reply to the email that this video link was sent to you. There's in previous emails I've sent a link to sign up for the waitlist priority list. And that's also in this email that you just got. So if you're interested and you want to do it, you want to sign up, get onto that waitlist priority list, and then I'm going to try and get the doors open. So I'm only going to send that to the people that have said, yes, I'm interested. So I'm not going to bomb my whole email list with doors are open. So if you think you want to do this, you need to get on the priority list, because I'm not going to just keep sending promotional emails to my regular list. I'll send one. I'll say the doors are open. Here, you can do it. But that's it. So if you want reminders to be able to sign up this week, then make sure you get on the waitlist priority list. And then there's also a little thank you that I send you, a little love note, little artist love note that I made, one of my outline drawings of a Milagro heart, and there's a little love note on the inside, and you can print it out, and you can color it, you could paint it with watercolors, you could glue it in your art journal, you know, have fun with it. If you have kids, you could give it to your kids to color. Anyway, so that's just a thank you for being here in my world, and letting me share my passion and my love, and hopefully impact you in a positive way. So so all the links will be available for you to sign up and get on the wait list and purchase once the doors are open. And I'm really wanting to just get the doors open. So we're going to do it messy. We're going to try. I give myself permission to try. I give myself permission to do it messy, and we're going to experiment and have a good time. Have some play. All right. Bye. Thanks.